Hello and welcome to the stock market analysis. We're going to look at the US stock market again, and as usual we'll look at the S&P 500, the Dow and the Nasdaq, because these are the major indexes and 75% of stocks will follow the direction of these main indexes. So I have with me here the S&P 500. As you can see, it is still in an uptrend. So a few trading days ago, I was quite worried about a correction down to here, but it didn't materialize, right? I think part of the reason is because the moving average is still rising, and a trend in motion usually continues in motion until it ends. Okay, if you look at the daily chart, it is still above the 20 MA, so we should be generally bullish bias. If it's above the rising 50 MA, mid-term bullish bias, and if it's above the rising 200 MA, generally long-term bullish bias. And here again, let me just draw this area here. Okay, this will be the nearest support here. The top of it is a very strong support. Okay, so even if it drops to this area of 4785 area, we should experience a bounce up, which is most likely where it will meet the rising 50 MA. But so far it's still very strong. I can say that we are in a strong uptrend, so we'll continue to have a bullish bias. Any dips, right, is buyable at this moment. Why? Because it's rising 20 MA, rising 50 MA. So continue to be bullish bias. Take a look at the SPY. SPY also doing quite the same, rising 20 MA above it, so be bullish bias. This is the 60-minute chart. Now the reason why it didn't correct that much is because there's this support area here. Okay, look where it stopped. So if you have a support area and the SPY doesn't drop below the support area, right, it will just move back up, and it broke this mini downtrend line, and that's why it moved back up. So at this moment it is at the previous high area, okay, this area of support, and I believe as long as it stays above this area, most likely it will continue to move back up. Okay, so support and resistance analysis is quite important in the S&P 500, even in SPY. So this daily support here. Okay, I just put it in the 60-minute chart so that you can see it nicely. Rising SPY is above the rising 60-minute 200 MA, so that's why we want to continue to be bullish bias in short term. Let's look at the DIA. The Dow, the ETF that tracks the Dow. Support is here. Okay, very good, nice consolidation support. So I'm not very worried about a sudden crash or anything, because it needs to destroy this support before it moves down. And the next area of support is here. Okay. All right. You could say that there may be some support here, but we just look at these two support areas. And so far, simple trend following two above the rising 20 MA, rising 50 MA, and we just want to continue to stay bullish bias on the Dow as long as it's above the rising 20 MA and above this support area. 60-minute chart, a bit move a bit erratic a bit, but that's very normal with making new highs. You can draw an uptrend line here. All right. If it stays above the uptrend line, most likely it will just continue zigzag up. If it drops below this uptrend line, maybe it will correct, but nothing to really worry about since it's still above the rising 60-minute 200 MA. Let's look at the QQQs that tracks the Nasdaq. Okay. Okay. So it's not weak at all. Okay, there's no weaknesses at all. So we must continue to be bullish bias. Right, it did correct a bit but quickly moved back up. above the rising 20 MA, rising 50 MA. So let's continue to be bullish buyers as long as it stays above this 20 MA. Maybe we can look at the 60-minute chart and just broke above the downtrend line. So if it continues to stay above the downtrend line, let's be bullish buyers. Okay, so nothing to worry too much at this moment. Very big candle, green candle here today, staying above the top third of the candle, so we should be bullish buyers. Generally, the break of a downtrend line in the 16-minute chart will tell us that maybe it's going to continue to move higher. I don't know. That's we just want to look for viable dips to purchase stocks and so on. So let's look at Apple. Apple is very interesting. It has been able to find support at the 200 MA, 200 MA. This is a daily chart. Found support here, and maybe there's a very big bullish bar on very heavy volume, about 100 million. Okay, Apple, right? Maybe it will bounce more up because when I look at it, it breaks a 60-minute downtrend line. So if it continues to stay above the downtrend line, most likely it's going to go higher, gone back above the 20 MA. So it's a bullish bias in the short term, and it's also sitting at the 200 MA. Okay, so this could be a good buy, not a good buy, but a BUY, good buy, trading buy for Apple. And here we can draw another downtrend line. If it breaks above this downtrend line, Apple most likely is gonna go higher. Okay, it's Apple for you. And let's look at Nvidia. Oops, sorry. Nvidia, it's wow. Nvidia is doing very, very well, almost parabolic today, gap up again. You want to continue to be bullish buyers as long as it's above the rising 20 MA. It's just a simple trend following tool, but it works very well, I can tell you. You want to jump into the 60-minute chart for more support and resistance analysis, right? We want to continue to be bullish as long as it's above the 60-minute 20 MA as well. Here's the nearest support area. So sometimes you just need to take a simple trend following tool and just be bullish as long as it stays above certain moving average. It's simple, actually. What is hard is for us to overcome our trading emotions. Okay, it's not easy, but you just have to have a simple tool, and if your simple tool catches quite 70% of the move most of the time, then that's good enough. We are not looking for perfection. Okay, we are looking for high probabilities. And I think if you listen to my videos and analysis more, you'll just be able to use the 20, 50, 200 moving average for your own analysis as well. So I guess the semiconductor sector are also doing quite well. You can see that it's above the rising 20 MA. So what this tells us is semis continue to be short-term bullish on it. It may make a double top here, but I don't think so at this moment. Okay, it's too quick to draw conclusions yet unless it stops going up around this area, about 195.66, and drops below the 20 MA. Then only we'll start to worry if there's a double top. So at this moment, rising 20 MA, 50 MA, 200 MA, bullish short-term, mid-term, and long-term. So why we need to look at the SMH? Very simple, because if semis are leading the stock market, like Nvidia is leading the stock market, semi stocks are going high, that means it's a very bullish market, it's a true bull market. And if the techs are doing very well, then it's also a true bull market. So the odds of it continuing higher is very, very good. Any other semi stocks? Okay, AMD at this moment also kind of looks like the SMH. We just want to continue to be bullish buyers as long as it's above the rising 20 MA. Let's look at Meta. Meta, after a nice gap up, okay, made new high. I think it made new all-time highs, right? Amazing stock. This is the monthly chart. You can see how it went down and went all the way up. Okay, I think this is in earnings, okay, and heavy volume. So do continue to be bullish on Facebook. Okay, I don't know whether it will close the gap or not, but most likely just trade sideways. It's a bit far away from the 20 MA, so you might want to wait for it to go near the 20 MA or the 50 MA before buying the dips again. So wonderful thing. Let's look at utilities. Okay, I just want to keep this analysis below the 15-minute mark because it's going to get very boring if we go longer than that. But if you're a student of the market, nothing is really boring. And actually looking at all these sectors and stuff, you know, can actually help you and help us. Utilities not doing very well. The reason why is you don't want to be touching this sector or the stocks in this sector is because it's below the 200 MA. Usually it's not a very good idea to touch stocks below the 200 MA, but here is a support area. Okay, if it drops below this support area, it might go lower. There's a bearish cross here, but we can also draw a trend line here. If it breaks above this downtrend line, then maybe it might just bounce up here, but generally we don't want to touch stocks that are in the XLU right now. Industrials are doing very well. Okay, there is it break above at all highs. Okay, all highs once overcome becomes new support, which is why it stopped dropping around here. It's still above the 20 MA, 50 MA. So industrial stocks are good buys, not good buy, not buy, but BUY, good buys. Okay, it's also making new all-time highs in this weekly chart. You can see it's consolidating. It make a bottoming tail. When you have a bottoming tail at the old support, at all highs, which become new support, right? It's kind of bullish. And if this is the new area, you should have a look at short-term support, which is the highs here. If it is able to stay above here, above the 20 MA, continue to be bullish on XLI and the industrial stocks. So I stop here at this moment. There are 9 different sectors, and I hope that you will go through each one of them: XLY, XLK, XLP, and so on and so forth. And if you have any individual stocks you want me to look at, do drop it in the comments below, because I do read the comments. My channel is still very small, okay, and you may find the benefit of asking me to analyze stocks at this moment, because if the channel grows in the future, maybe the 10,000 or 20,000 subscribers, I may not have the time to go through each person's requests. So I hope this analysis has been helpful to you, and if so, please smash the like button and press the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.